Ruocco Lobo. Ruocco Lobo this past Sunday, Indiana Fever versus Dallas Wings on ESPN. When it comes to announcers speaking out, this might have been the most outspoken announcers have been when it comes to the egregious officiating, but more importantly, the non-calls. When Caitlin Clark is getting grabbed, getting held, getting yanked, getting hugged, getting hacked. Ruocco Lobo said, okay, Sunday, July 13th, I'm going to make sure it's my mission that when I start calling this game, I start calling a spade and holding these referees to the fire.
Did Ryan Ruocco and Ruocco Lobo just unintentionally call out the WNBA referees on live TV? What started as routine commentary quickly turned into a shocking moment of honesty, highlighting how Caitlin Clark is getting hit like she's in a WWE showdown, while the refs seem completely checked out. If you looked away for even a second, you probably missed it. But don't worry, we caught everything. Strap in, because this broadcast just flipped into full courtroom mode, and someone's about to face serious consequences. Let's break down the receipts.
And finally, they're saying the quiet part out loud. It's a little bit hard to see. She's literally grabbing her arm. It's insane, and none of that was called. Finally, at the end of the one play, they called the foul because it was like indisputable. I mean, she got whacked on the arm and then gets hit to the ground. But they weren't going to call any of the other fouls leading up to it. I mean, this is what Caitlin Clark...
And it's not only Caitlin Clark, but somehow, it always circles back to her. Every single game, it's like clockwork, like death, taxes, and WNBA refs suddenly forgetting their whistles the moment she gets leveled in transition. It's gotten so ridiculous that fans are literally out here wondering, wait, is Caitlin Clark actually allowed to be tackled mid-dribble now? Like there was some secret memo from League HQ that everyone missed, except the officials.
Yo, straight calling them out, man. Straight calling them out. And I expected it, because they are straightforward and they speak highly of Caitlin. So when they see the nonsense, man, of course they're going to say something. And I believe most of the commentators should be like that, man. Just keep it real, fam. Keep it real. Call it how you see it. And, whether the WNBA likes it or not, the commissioner likes it or not, Kathy likes it or not, speak your mind, man. That's what people want. They want the truth. So, man, shout out to Ruocco, man. Shout out to Ruocco. Shout out to Ruocco Lobo calling it like...
Now, let's be fair. Other players get fouled too, no doubt. But with Caitlin Clark, it feels different. Almost ritualistic. At this point, it's not even just fouling. It looks like straight-up punishment. You've got everyone on the court, the crowd, even the broadcast crew reacting in shock. And the refs? Completely unfazed, like nothing even happened. Caitlin's getting pulled from baseline to baseline like she owes somebody money, and somehow the officials are acting like they're watching a totally different game. Seriously, are we looking at basketball here? Or did this turn into underwater polo, maybe dodgeball? Because whatever it is, it sure doesn't look like the sport it's supposed to be.
The new man, Ryan Ruocco, Mr. You Bet himself, and Ruocco Lobo ended up bringing up how players have been getting away with fouling Caitlin Clark live on right here. They're talking about this right here where JJ was holding the arm. Okay. Then they're talking about this moment right here too, right? She's reaching through the body, reaching both sides, both arms through the body right here. So they're talking about this one. They're talking about right here on the swat down. It looked like she hit her hand just a tad bit.
And here's the craziest part. It's not even limited to the paint. That would at least make sense. That would be normal. With Caitlin Clark, it's happening everywhere. Not just those final 15 feet near the rim, like some fearless knight charging into chaos. No, it starts the second she touches the ball. From inbound to inbound. It's basically turned into a full 94-foot obstacle course, where the toughest challenge isn't even the defender anymore, it's the officiating itself. At this point, it feels like the refs are somehow allergic to the most basic laws of contact and physics.
It's crazy how Caitlin Clark does not get her foul calls pointed out when they are actually fouling her left and right, all the way from half court all the way down to the basketball hoop. I don't understand how the referees are standing there and they not call the fouls. Her coaches have complained. Even Caitlin Clark gets on the referees of not calling the fouls when she knows there's fouls.
What makes it even more frustrating is the inconsistency. One night, a simple hand check gets treated like a serious offense. The next, a full forearm to the ribs is somehow great effort. With Caitlin Clark, the standard seems to change possession by possession. One game, it's a flagrant for the slightest contact. The next, she's getting taken out WWE style, and the refs are just casually looking around like they spotted something more interesting on the sidelines. At that point, it stops being confusing and starts feeling like straight-up improv theater. Now, imagine trying to introduce a new fan to the WNBA. You sit them down, build the hype, explain that Caitlin is one of the most elite talents in the game, and then they watch her get bulldozed by multiple defenders before even crossing half court. No whistle, no call, just vibes. Meanwhile, the commentators are trying to hold it together, their voices cracking as they attempt to stay professional while clearly stunned by what they're seeing. It almost feels like a live broadcast of collective disbelief. And that's where Ryan Ruocco and Ruocco Lobo stepped in with absolutely perfect commentary. Because for once, finally, someone behind the mic stopped acting like this was normal. They watched Caitlin get folded over again and basically said what everyone's been thinking. You're seeing this too, right? The disbelief in their voices said it all. It echoed everything fans have been shouting for seasons. Only this time, it came with a national broadcast and replay angles to back it up.
Do you think the old guard, you think the old 46,000 fans had enough of a voice? No, they don't got no voice. The new fans need to speak up. The announcers who aren't scared need to speak up. I'm sure a lot of those old announcers are scared. I'm sure they're scared. But the announcers like Ruocco Lobo, Ryan Ruocco, they need to step up and say, oh, the officiating that's going on here isn't okay. You guys watch this. Quinterly grabbed Caitlin Clark's arm. Like, Caitlin, where you going? Get over here. Oh, that's interesting. Why play defense when we can just grab somebody's arm, right? Interesting. Quinterly putting her hands around Caitlin Clark's waist. Valentine's Day was a few months ago. Sorry.
Because let's be real, this didn't just start yesterday. This has been building for way too long. We're not talking about a bad stretch or a couple of rough games. This is a full-on multi-season storyline. It's basically Game of Thrones, just with fewer dragons and a whole lot more missed calls. And for longtime viewers of the WNBA, this isn't even new. It's deja vu, just with Caitlin Clark now at the center of it, under brighter lights and bigger audiences. The only real difference? Now it's happening on national TV, in crystal clear HD, with millions watching and questioning what they're seeing. And let's not pretend the league doesn't know. They've got the footage, the analytics, the slow motion breakdowns, more camera angles than a Christopher Nolan movie. This isn't some unsolvable mystery. It's not ancient code waiting to be cracked. It's officiating. Define what a foul is. Enforce it consistently. Train referees better. Hold them accountable. Maybe even give them tools to stay aligned with what's actually happening on the court, or at the very least, just call the obvious stuff. Wild concept, right? Because right now, the league is pushing hard for growth, more visibility, more respect, more mainstream attention. All the right buzzwords. But none of that lands if fans are watching their favorite player get hammered over and over with no calls, like it's just part of the routine. At that point, it's like going to a concert where the speakers are completely blown out, and the band just keeps playing like everything sounds perfect.
It's a foul as she gets body checked. That's a foul. That's a foul. I mean, it's not only until right now when she's finally whacked on the arm. I'm so happy that the broadcast team finally called it out directly. And it's so insane. And I talked about this in my video where I broke down the whole game. I mean, Enrique clearly fouls her, whacks her. Caitlin Clark gets out. I mean, just even right now, I actually kind of paused it perfectly, not even on purpose. You can see both hands on her body up against her chest. You can't play defense like that. I don't care what random person in the comment section tries to convince you otherwise. That's not defense.
Caitlin Clark is out there battling through constant contact, triple teams, hard hits, and blatant fouls right in front of officials who often just don't react, turning games into chaos instead of competition. Fans, commentators, and even newcomers can see it, as she's repeatedly knocked around with little to no calls, while others like Aya Wilson seem to draw fouls far more consistently, raising serious questions about officiating credibility in the WNBA. What makes it impossible to ignore now is that even voices like Ruocco Lobo and Ryan Ruocco are subtly calling it out on live broadcasts, breaking from the usual script to highlight what fans have been saying all along. This isn't about special treatment. It's about fairness, consistency, and a league that can't keep pushing growth while its biggest star gets battered with silence from the whistle.